minute, sir.
Sure.
Hey guys, this is John Karabi from the Dead Daisies, and you're listening to Rock On Radio. Turn it up!
Well, oh, I got nothing here. Art, I don't know why all of a sudden. Let me see. Maybe it's down. Oh, darn. No, that's all the way. That's all the way. Okay. All right. Well, that's okay. Welcome to Rock On Radio. It's Sunday night. It is 7 p.m. and we are live on COARadio.com. I am your host, Danny Coleman. It is Rock On Radio. Tonight, we are sponsored by actress Eileen Sullivan, CPA Jody Weber, O'Connor's American Bar and Grill of Mount Holly, PA. They are the official caterers of the Rock On Radio Christmas Spectacular, as well as Rock On Radio itself. Who else is our sponsor? Oh, Johnny's Auto Glass, our good buddy John Alberici, who you did a candlelight concert with John Alberici.
Oh yeah, I did.
You did
Years ago.
Yeah.
Good man. Good man.
You know what, Art? I can hear Billy, but I can't hear myself for some reason. We have a little technical issue here. We were just discussing the energy in this building, usually. Let's see. Where was I? In the sponsors. High Tech Electronics, the purveyors of the safety and sound headphones. And they light up earbuds, actually.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, they are available at the Rock On Radio Happy Hours. The next one is July 11th. There we go. Yes, I can hear myself. Hey, I'm not the only one who wants to listen to me, Art, so you got to...
He's gonna ask for a raise now.
I am. He is. I'll give him what I paid him last week. Actually, I do owe him money. We have the safety and sound earbuds. They light up. They're great for joggers.
Wireless, or are they?
Yeah,
wireless
they're
kind?
Bluetooth capable.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, you have to charge them. There's all kinds of things.
Are they like the earbuds for the iPhones that only fit like one person in the world?
No. They're universal.
Oh, cool.
They're universal. And also by the Candle Company of New York and CBD Live Natural.
I gotta get me some of that CBD oil.
Fantastic, awesome.
I hear about it.
Ooh, there's this salve, like a balm.
For like sore muscles and stuff.
Oh man, that stuff works great.
Does it have that like Ben Gay smell where it's all nasty and stuff?
No, actually, it smells a little like peppermint, even.
Not like the old Vicks vapor rub your mom used to slap on your chest.
No, yeah, you died from that.
I don't know which is worse, the pneumonia or the Vicks.
Remember them inhalers?
Oh, yeah.
To stick up your nose?
Yep. That's funny.
Yes. We digress. Who else did I miss sponsor-wise? I'll have to... Zen Archer Hot Sauce, care of D.L. Byron. The only hot sauce Grammy Award-winning hot sauce maker that sponsors a radio program.
It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, he won a Grammy for "Shadow of the Night" by Pat Benatar.
Oh, nice.
When it was like Rock Song of the Year back in the like '87 or whatever it was. Back in the day when I had hair and it was brown. Of course, we have the City of Angels. I'm trying to think of if I happen to overlook anybody else. No, I think that's about it. I think City of Angels. Um, again, July 11th. My
Uh-oh.
we got a call. Oh, I actually we're expecting a call, and then we're going to get to our guest this evening. Hello, welcome to Rock On Radio. Who is this?
This is Robert Berry. Is this Danny?
Yes, sir. Hello, Robert. You are live on the air, buddy. How are you?
I'm doing really good. It's a great day here in Silicon Valley, California, and I'm in a good mood. What are you up to?
I'm up to my ideal weight if I was 7 foot tall, I guess, but that's
That's funny.
actually no. I've actually lost as of this morning 36 pounds.
You look good, man.
I'm going in the right direction.
Wow.
Yeah.
How you doing that? The Atkins diet or what?
No. I actually Weight Watchers
Stop
freestyle
drinking.
program.
Come on, be honest. You stopped drinking beer.
No, yeah, well, I stopped that a couple of years ago. I abandoned beer for Jack Daniels and tequila, and recently
No.
Jemison. So, how are you, Robert? What do you have?
I'm good, man.
I know we are here. Robert Berry is the bassist with the Greg Kinn Band.
Oh, cool.
And
That's right.
And he has also just put out a new record that he had started with Keith Emerson.
Oh, nice.
Prior to Keith's death last year, a little more than a year ago now. It is called 3.2 because 3 was the band that he and Carl Palmer and Keith Emerson had formed.
Right.
That is right. Yep.
Yes. So,
Back in 1988.
yes, tell
30
us
years
about it.
ago. Oh, man.
Tell us about it, my friend.
You know that going back to 1988, I had started with a guy named Steve Howe in a band called GTR, and I just wasn't comfortable with the singer in that band. Made my life miserable, so I quit. And when I did, Keith Emerson called me and said, "I'd like to have lunch." I thought, "Whoa, Keith Emerson, my God!" I was living in England at the time, and we had lunch and we talked for a few hours. And he was a fantastic, lovely guy. And he wanted to start a band because I've heard your cassette tape back then. And I like your music, and let's see if we get going. So we started a band. We put an album out, Geffen Records. We had a top 10 song called Talking About. We did a tour, and the ELP fans, a couple of them made life really miserable for Keith. We want Greg Lake, we want ELP back. So Keith kind of caved to that and broke up the band. For 27 years, we did a bunch of other kind of projects, so you commercial, all kinds of stuff together. But we never talked about 3 again until a record company put out a live 3 in Boston in 2016, I think it was. And Keith heard it. And he called me up. He goes, "This 3 thing we had, it was so good." And I said, "Well, I always thought so." He goes, "No, we played great. It was full of fire." So I took an opportunity and said, "What about we do the follow-up 27 years later?" He said, "Okay." At a record company had been bugging me for 10 years to get him to do it. And I never really wanted to ask him because I thought he would say no. So why ask? So he said yes. We started working on it. And right in the middle of it, he died. And that was a tragic loss and a tough time for me, for sure.
No, I'm sure. Because you had not only just been a bandmate of Keith's, you had actually become a very close friend of his and his family.
Yeah. Yeah, we were friends. And, of course, his sons and his ex-wife at the time, Yeah, because I started my career basically when I moved to England, started working with all these famous guys, and I became friends with the families too. Keith's wife, Eleanor, is a lovely person. Once in a while, she'd come through Silicon Valley for something, and, she'd call and say hi, and I'd go and see her. Just family friends. It was very nice. So it was quite a shock and not easy to get over. I didn't want to finish the album at first, but 6 months later, I found the strength to say, you know what? Keith and I were going to do this. My dream was to do an album with him again, the follow-up album. We have all the songs in outline form. We knew we were going to do with them. I had 20% of his playing already on it. I said, I'm just going to finish it up by myself because I know what we were going to do, and I'm the only one that knows at this point. And it was his last work, which to me made it very important because I thought it was coming out really good. And I thought, Keith needed this too. The last thing he ever did needed to be great, and I was going to make sure I can make it as great as I was capable of doing.
And you've got a lot of very positive feedback about the recent release, correct?
You know, it was amazing. It sold out in 5 countries on Amazon first day of release. They were so surprised. The record company took them like 4 or 5 weeks to restock it. And of course, the small mom and pop record stores had it because they carry this kind of progressive rock stuff, you know. So they had it, but boy, for like about 3-4 weeks, it was scarce as can be. And yeah, the reviews have been 8, 9, 10s, way up there out of a 10. I should say not out of 100, an 8 and a 9 out of a 10. And I was amazed. Really, you know, people connected with it, and they felt Keith in the music. They felt the care that I took finishing it. And it was amazing. Really the most important experience of my life, because I just bared my soul on the thing without even knowing I was doing it, because I was grieving so heavily. And people connected with the honesty in it. And it taught me a lesson really about digging deep as a songwriter and digging deep just as a creative person into where that place and time is when you're doing it. There's going to be a stamp of that place and time of your life. And that's what people were connected with.
No, you're right. And what did, I mean, people tend to actually, Robert, say hello to my guest this evening, the Williamsboy, Billy Williams is here.
Hey, Robert.
Williams, hey, Billy, good to meet you.
Pleasure's all mine, Robert.
This man sitting with me is one of the most amazing singer-songwriters. He's a man that paints pictures with his words, and
all right,
I just can't get enough of his performances and his records. He's got a second disc out. He's almost like you, though. It took him 10 years to put out a second CD.
Well, yeah, that happened. District 27.
But you know, you've worked with Carl Palmer, obviously, and being a drummer myself, Carl Palmer. You know, I grew up just trying to play Carnival Mine and didn't want to go beyond that. You know, that's like, let me figure this one out first. What was that like to work with a guy like Carl? I mean, I've spoken with Carl on multiple occasions, and I've actually met him once at a festival, but to actually work with him would be has got to be off the charts.
You know, it was interesting because Keith was the sound of the first album and half the songwriting. I was the singer, bass player, and half the songwriting. But Carl had an energy as the drummer and as a business guy that made the thing really go. I think Geffen Records, he was always on them, pushing. He's a dynamo. He's out there all the time now playing. He hasn't slowed down a bit. He's playing great, better than ever, I think. And he is really just a fireball. That's all I could say about him. He's an amazing guy, an amazing player, and he makes things happen.
I bet, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so where can we find 3.2? I mean, how can we find this music, and how can we find you? Websites, and then before I let you go, I want to talk about the Prog Rock Festival here in New Jersey in another month or so.
Yeah, well, it's a couple months, but yeah, that's going to be a big one. We're excited about that. You know, if you go to Amazon, the album is called The Rules Have Changed. It's 3.2 is the name of the band, because the original band was called 3. They had the top 10 song. And this is like in computer, software language, 0.2, version 2. So 3.2, The Rules Have Changed. You'll find it everywhere, iTunes and streaming. It's everywhere. But if you want to get a hard copy of it, you can order the CD through Amazon, because a lot of people like to have a physical copy. So I actually got the rights back to sell a vinyl 12-inch of it from the record company, because I wanted to handle everything about the vinyl to make it super special. So through my website, you can not only order the vinyl of the thing, but when you order it there, I have a special guitar pick that was made for these that has the first album logo on one side, second on the other side, plus this poster that kind of like a postcard that comes with it. And it's all hand done by my wife and I. I mean, I really want to have hands on with this thing. It's so important to me. And it's in a super clear plastic sleeve that you can open and close again. So it's reusable. It's just the best of everything. And it has the full booklet inside, the story of Keith and I working together on every song. I know on my website is www.robertberry.com. And, the t-shirts there. There's a lot of reviews. There's stuff about the new Alliance album I have out with the guitar player from Boston, a drummer from Sammy Hagar. You find a bunch of stuff there.
I just talked to Gary 2 weeks ago, actually.
Fantastic. Yeah, he's a great guy. He's a longtime friend of mine. In fact, Gary got a hold of me before I moved to England because Sammy was going to Van Halen, and Geffen wanted me to replace Sammy Hagar as a kind of Sting meets Bryan Adams guy for the Sammy Hagar band. And I chose to work with Carl Palmer. So I know you're a big fan, so you can understand that. At the time, I thought, well, I'm an English rock guy. I'm going to go to England and work with my heroes for a while. But when I came back, Gary said, man, we still want to do this band with you. And we've been together ever since. That's been 30 years, too.
Yeah, that's what he said, on and off for 30 years. And
yeah.
And because when I asked him, well, how long has this been going on? And he kind of chuckled. And he said, yeah, well, probably on and off for 30 years. But he,
well, you know,
go ahead.
One of us always had something going. Gary had a Boston tour. I was in Ambrosia for a while. I was touring that. Then I had a Greg Kinn tour. And David had a Sammy tour. And, you know, Alliance, what's cool about Alliance is we get together and we each do exactly what we want to do. There's no, hey, don't do that. Hey, you need to do this. We do things the way we want to do them. We just happen to get along so well. Our musical tastes are so interwoven that it becomes this great music. So we don't ever force it and say, oh, we got to finish this, we got to do that. We wait until it all happens organically and naturally. And it just makes great music. And lyrically, too, for me, I see the progression. When it takes 10 years to do an album, I could see those timestamps in that album of the different places I was at when I was thinking about the words and whatever, you know. It's kind of cool. It's a good process.
Oh, yeah. Actually, if you go to NewJerseyStage.com, same place the piece I did on you was on, and you look up the same column, Rock On This Week's Soundbites, you can, my latest one was the piece about Alliance and Gary and Boston and all that fun stuff. So,
yeah, Gary is a wonderful guy, really just the best. He has been such a good friend and so good to me in so many ways. When my dad died, Gary really helped me get out of the slump I was in. And he's just a great guy. I love him to death.
Fantastic. All right. Tell us quickly about the Progressive Rock Festival coming up here in New Jersey. It's in what, September or October?
October. Oh, I'm going to think, is it the 12th?
I think so. Yes, I believe that is.
I think it's called Prague Stock.
Yes.
It's incredible, and we're headlining on the Friday night. Now I'm doing a special appearance on the Saturday night I can't talk about yet with somebody else. And we're super excited about it. It's the first big show. We're going to do a few warm-ups to get there. And then, you know, we're on the East Coast all the way through October, and we're in Canada. So we're on that end of the country all of October, the 3.2 band, which is, I had some great players. Jimmy Keegan was the drummer in Spock's Beard for years, a big progressive band. I know it's a funny name, Spock's Beard, but the progressive guys will know that band. He's a great drummer and a great singer. He sings those high notes like they're nothing. I'm jealous of that. I have my longtime guitar player who went on tour with Keith Carl and I back in '88. Paul Keller is the guitar player, tremendous guitar player. He plays everything in his tone is superb. These guys, they have to remember this stuff too. It's not just playing. It's 30 years of my history in progressive music. And I'll tell you a little bit about the set list here, but the last guy, the guy that was crazy to say yes when I called him, Andy Collier, is the keyboard player. And you're talking about Carnival 9. I did a tribute series for a label called Magna Carta, where they asked me to play on these tributes to Yes, tribute to ELP, tribute to Death Will Toll, tribute to Genesis, and I would only do the song that my college band Hush did as a cover tune. So when we did ELP, you know, I used to be a keyboard player. I could barely play Carnival 9, but I said, if I can do Carnival 9, I'll do it. And I got Jordan Rudess to do it with me, the Dream Theater keyboard player. And Simon Phillips is another fantastic drummer. And Mark Wood, a violin player that was with Trans-American Orchestra and all, the guy's incredible. They all did this tribute to Carnival 9 and ELP with me. And Andrew had to learn that Jordan Rudess keyboard stuff, and he nailed it. It is incredible. And likewise, you know, we're doing My History, starting with GTR, the 3-hit talking about. We're doing Desi La Vida, which is a ELP fan favorite that Keith Carl and I wrote and performed. Then we're going through the Magna Carta tribute series. We're doing some stuff from Ambrosia when I was touring with them. We're doing the 3.2 album. It's really a walk through 30 years of my history working with some fantastic people. No Sammy Hagar songs, sorry.
That's all right. All right, Robert. Well, thank you so much for taking time to call and hanging out with us. I'm going to get back to the Williamsboy here in studio. You have any
All
advice?
right.
You have any advice for him?
Yeah, keep doing it, man. That's it, right? We have to keep doing it. We're addicted to music.
Exactly.
What else can we do? Mow lawns. That's it.
Well, I'll tell you what. We'll check you out if you'll check him out, which is
Yeah.
Just
You
Williamsboy.com.
play music on your show?
yes, he is going to play music on my show very shortly, actually.
Well, I got to get you to play that 3.2 stuff. John should have sent you that.
Oh no, I'm gonna. You know what? I'm gonna get to it. I think John did. I'm going to send it as soon as we get off the phone. I'm going to send it over to my engineer, who's sitting about 3 feet
Yeah,
from
cool.
me. And a little later on in the show, we're going to play some 3.2.
Very good, man. Well, I enjoyed talking to you, and we'll talk again when we come through town.
I hope so, Robert. Fantastic, sir.
All
Thank
right.
you. Rock on, my
See
friend.
you later. Good luck.
There you
Bye-bye.
go. Bye. Robert Berry, bassist for the Greg Kinn Band. 3.2 is it used to be 3, but this is like 3.2, the redo. Thank you for your patience, sir.
Of course, man.
It's not often I get somebody like Robert to call
Yeah,
the
I hear you.
program, so I try to take advantage of
That's huge. Yeah.
it. You know, our guest this evening, all the way from points unknown in New Jersey. When I first met you, you were like down around Ventnor,
Right.
and then you were in Burlington somewhere,
Right.
and now you
Berlin,
Berlin.
Atco.
Yeah, you've been like a South Jersey
like
guy,
a nomad.
an old Chevy
A ma-
nomad.
yeah. Crazy man.
Our guest is the Williams Boy. Yeah. The first time you were ever on my program was at the station in Burlington
Yep,
County,
yeah.
on the old AM WIFI. And it was at that same time, as I recall, it was one of the funniest. I couldn't, between you and BC, it was a little out of control.
That was fun.
Back when Borat was.
Yeah. Sasha Barrett was nice.
And you've been on a few times since. And
Yeah.
You're always reluctant to appear
Yeah.
on my program. I got
Well, it's
nothing.
not
I haven't
just-
done anything. I haven't done
Well, yeah, because if I don't want to waste somebody's time. If I don't have anything to talk about, then you can have someone on here who has stuff to talk about.
Maybe I just like talking to you, man.
No, I appreciate that.
You know, but look, all right, let me see. Now, see, he's got this new album. It's called Now and Then.
No, then and now.
Or Then and Now. I'm sorry. What did I say? Now
Now
and
and
Then? Oh, Then and Now. Okay. I might have put it in the event that way, too.
Yeah, that's
Now-
You were close.
It's okay. It wouldn't be me if I didn't make a mistake. But I'm looking at, it's a 14-track disc, okay? And I'm sitting here and track number 13, Tommy and Trish. And track number 7, Magaline. Let's see, what else is on here? 10, Rosalita. Now, these are tunes you've been playing
Yeah.
for years. You played Tommy and Trish the last time you came on my show,
Yeah.
which has been a couple years.
Right.
You played it at one of our Rock on Fire pits at the Jocko Ranch.
Yep.
And now it's on an album.
Finally.
So you've told me that you had nothing, but it's a whole lot of nothing.
Well, I guess that's what I mean is, like, I don't have anything to promote. I mean, I don't mind doing the stuff like the Jocko Fire Pit stuff, but again, like, this is a platform that it's meaningful, and if I don't have something tangible to offer and give away and stuff, I mean, music is one thing. I could always sing for you. I mean, if I'm available, I'm there for you. But now that I have a product, I feel like now I have something to talk about. I have something to show for it, something that's worth it.
Well, okay. And Williamsboy.com is where we can find it.
Yeah.
Correct.
For now.
All right. If you're just tuning in, this is Rock on Radio. I am Danny Coleman. This is the Williams Boy. For those of you watching on radio or listening at home attentively with your ears pressed to your computer or your earbuds. And he has, your first disc was called Roads,
Yep.
which is incredible.
Thank you.
There is not a song on that disc that I do not like.
Thank you.
That entire disc is on my iPod.
Thank you.
Yes, I still own an iPod. I get mocked for that. But, I do. And I'm pretty sure once I listened to everything here, which I have done because you sent me
say
advanced
that,
tracks
yeah.
months ago, that when I hear the final cuts, everything is of this one
I hope
will
you like
also
it, yeah.
be on my iPod. Your ability to, like I told Robert, to paint pictures with your words, which is I love the song Roads itself.
Yeah.
You know, or Victor of the Day. I mean, these are tunes like.
Oh, thanks. A lot of people don't get it.
No,
They don't. That's basically that was me coming home from a hard day's work. I mean, that's all. That was the thing is I can only write what I know, what I experience, you know. And I think unfortunately that's why it's not as popular as a lot of music out there now, where it's, in my personal opinion, it's manufactured. But that's who I am. I'm a songwriter. I write what I know. I could empathize with people with what they've been through. A lot of sometimes, like there's a song on there called Last Call, and that was just me at a pub listening and talking to people because they don't talk anymore. Like
kind of like Roads.
Everyone nowadays. I mean, you go to a pub and they're on their phones the whole time. Now I'm guilty of that too. I play like my crossword puzzles if I'm just in for a bite to eat and there's nobody near me and just whatever. But you know, after every gig, I'll usually stop for a nightcap and I'll have a conversation with someone if someone's next to me, you know, and talk. And that's how that song came up. I mean, just the first line, you know, there's an old man sitting next to me, you know, and we talked. And
Over a pint of blue moon.
But that was Roads. But in Last Call,
you got the same one.
It's basically almost the same story, but it's the same kind of vein where it's just a conversation piece. But I mean, you know, I learned a lot about these people just in a couple hours of having, you know, a quesadilla and a pint of Guinness, you know, and that's the kind of stuff that's how I write anyway, you know. And it's funny when Rob was talking about the 10-year thing and how you are at a certain place in time. I mean, this album, out of anything that I've done, because it took me so long, if you listen to it from start to finish, you'll see where, you know, I was. Because it starts off rock and roll. It starts off rock and roll, screaming guitars, pounding drums, and then basically I mature, or digress, however you want to take it. You know,
I'm in trouble, Art. I'll never grow up.
I mean, yeah, well, however you look at it. I mean, you know, shit, the stuff happens. Sorry, you know, life happens. So, and you can tell with the songs, there's a different temperature to the songs as they go to the end.
This is true.
But the songwriting is the common thread, you know.
Well, exactly. And you know, there was a comedian who used to. You need to get that.
No, I was gonna have a drink, but
go ahead.
I'll have any water.
There was a comedian. Oh, we got it. Is there none over there yet? Oh, we had some. There's a comedian who used to. I remember him. One of his jokes was about Bruce Springsteen. He says, Bruce Springsteen, here's a guy that makes $1 billion out of telling us what he did that day. I woke up this morning and I got myself a beer. You know,
and he says that.
That's why I'm not making money.
But no, that's the truth is that, and I just had this conversation last week with a friend of mine, and they're like, you know, she's like, why don't you write a song? I can't write a song. Every time I start, I get bogged down. She says, with the way you write and the way you think about things and the way it's like, you know, and I said, I can't be like Bruce.
Yeah, your column pieces are perfect writing.
Well, thank you.
No, they are. I mean, and I think you have a gift too. I think your friend's absolutely right. I don't think it'll be hard for you to write a song.
Well, I said, I can't be like, you know, here's Bruce. And I said, there's a comedian says he made $1 billion off of telling me what he did that day. I said, and guys like Bob Seger and Tom Petty. I said, you know, guys like John Alberici, the Williamsboy, Rick Winnow, they write music that you can, you know, picture Tom Petty, pictures in your head that you can, you know, I've done that, or I've been there, or I remember that, or I've, you know,
but Bruce writes songs for working class people, and he goes, "I never held a job."
Right? Well, been a working musician all his life, yeah. But the whole point of it was, I said, you know, I'm not sure I can write a tune about what I did today. She goes, well, looks like you just got the first line. You know,
there you go.
I started thinking, she's right. You know, I mean, what can you do? It's when you can write stuff that people relate to. doesn't have to necessarily be for the working man or
Right.
this or that. I suppose that's the appeal of hip hop and rap. Because they talk about life in
And what they're going through.
and what
yeah.
they're going through. Yeah. In colorful ways.
Right.
But that's what makes it popular amongst, that
yeah,
element,
crowd,
so to
right.
speak, in crowd and genre and style. So, kudos to you because you can do
Thanks,
it.
man. I appreciate it.
Well, actually, why don't we get to some music
Sure.
right now? Because at 8 o'clock, Art, we got to pay attention. I got to pay attention. At 8
I will
o'clock,
try to remind you.
we got cut off during the sponsorship, but our newest sponsor, Deuce Music.
Look, you got it all into the sirens, and I think that was a valid excuse.
Last time?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, we have the Deuce Music Minute. I'm going to send you some stuff shortly while the Williamsboy is performing for us. I'm going to send you some stuff from an Italian band called Pull. Like push and pull. Pull, Pull. They're a band from Italy. They will be featured on the Deuce Music Minute. Well, right now, we're here with the Williamsboy, who's got this new disc, Then and Now. Photo taken in the Tirnanog, our favorite Irish pub.
This song is called Magdalene. A friend of mine, Kathy, helped me throw some lyrics on this, so she gets credit for the lyrics too. Magdalene, why you crying? There ain't no space left for you to hide. You say your mama's gone and your daddy's run. Leaves nothing but time for me and you. Nothing but time, so what you want to do? We can take that train to the county line. Hop 5 miles down that old dirt road. Past Jimmy Leeds until we hit the bay, where I'd lay you down and steal your heart away, sing every word that I can't say. Your body was warm like summer heat. Your kiss was like such a sweet relief. I held you close like an autumn wind, but I didn't have the guts in the end to tell you that I wanted to be more than friends. Heard you got some big job out west. I hear you doing alright, you're going glad, I guess. Always wanted you to have the best. Just sad to see that it wasn't me. Could have played your dreams, made you happy. Remember that night, barefoot in the sand. Wanted you to be my girl, and I'd be your man. Everything was real, yeah, back when time was kind. Didn't want it to end. I guess I should have told you then. I wanted to be more than friends. I was the one you'd run to at night when you and what's his name got to another fight. I'd run downstairs and jump in my truck every time you needed me to pick you up. I was so insane not to tell you what was real in my mind. I should have told you from the start. I wanted to be more than friends. Magdalene, why are you crying? Ain't no space left for you to hide. You say your mama's gone and your dad is run. That leaves nothing but time for me and you. Nothing but time, so what you wanna do?
The Williamsboy, Magaline. What's with the name Magaline? Where'd you get that?
My
from?
friend Kathy, she's like, it's an old Southern name, and I was like, it's a name's a name. She's like, well, I really want it to be on the song. Like, I was like, okay.
There you go.
I mean, I actually had it changed. I changed it to More Than Friends or Just Friends or something when I was working with my engineer, my friend Bob, who did the album, Bob Bowling Audio, and he was like, you know what, man, and it was basically, I think, the day before I was finished. I'm like, all I have to do is hit send, and I can get this done finally. He's like, I really think you should go back to Magdalene. It's just a cool name. I'm like, oh, you're on our train too, huh? Fine. So I was overruled. It's fine. I don't mind. He made a great call, and she made a great call, and I'm fine. I don't care. It is what it is.
I remember before my daughter was born, my ex-wife and I kind of had a little battle
over the names.
I wanted to name my daughter Edda.
Oh, okay.
So then I kind of joked about it because Edda, that's like an old person's name. And I said, okay, so we'll make it comical. We'll make her middle name Cetera. So
that's good.
And she's like, I worked with a girl who was a cheerleader for UCLA, and her name was Lyssa, Lyssa. And if you look that up, the meaning of the name is bright and cheerful. All right, fine. It's Lyssa. So I lost that battle.
Right, yeah.
But, I always thought that Ed. I like them.
Yeah, that's a nice name.
I like them old Southern names.
Classic name, too.
For women.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of Gertrude, but, it's...
Gertie. Hurdy-gurdy.
Gravel Gertie.
That old bridge that fell down, right? Hurdy-gurdy? Out in California or something?
Hurdy-gurdy man was Donovan back in the 60s.
Was it? Oh, okay.
John Paul Jones.
Okay. I do remember that guy. That's awesome.
Oh, gosh. All right. 609-241-7103 if you want to talk to the Williamsboy, and we'll send you a copy of his latest disc, Then and Now. We'll also send you some Rock on Radio stuff.
I need some swag from you before I leave.
Swag? Did you get your swag at the 10th anniversary party?
I did. I appreciate it very much.
Okay.
I use the coffee mug every morning.
Oh, nice.
That's my mug.
I like that. You got what I give you? A mug, a shirt, a hat?
I got the mug, shirt, and a hat. Yep. Okay. I need stickers because on my guitar case. It fell apart.
Oh, no.
All I have now is AIO.
All right. I'll give you a new one. I'll give you that. I'll give you a car magnet.
Yes,
pens.
I need a car
We got
magnet.
all kinds of stuff. If you're just tuning in, this is Rock on Radio. I am Danny Coleman. Engineer Art is here with me tonight. Claire is at an undisclosed location in a cave in Afghanistan. She's doing her weekend in the service.
Thank you, Claire, for serving.
And we're here with the Williamsboy. Let me talk about. I want to kind of explain to everybody at home. Back in April, Friday night, I went to see a Zydeco band.
Oh, cool.
In Point Pleasant.
Did they do any tributes to Dr. John or anything?
No, but they did some really cool stuff.
Cool.
Some originals, mostly covers, but some originals. A friend of mine is the drummer in the band, and they were. Oh my gosh, I can't remember the name of them now. Oh God.
Zydeco something maybe?
No. I can't remember the name of the band. I'll look, but they were really good, And I walk in, and there was a woman sitting there named Joan Lippman. Joan is a vocalist, and her husband were. They had a band called Lippman and Lips.
Oh, okay.
Sadly, her husband passed away not too long ago. But Joan was right. As soon as I walked in, she's at the table right in front of me, and she says, "I got to tell you something." She said, "Are you alone? You want to sit down with us?"
Right.
I said, "No." I said, "I'm here to see my buddy, the drummer." And she says, "Your party at the Asbury Hotel was just
that was cool, man.
One of the most classy events I've ever been to."
Yeah, it was nice.
And of course, I gave credit where credit was due. Art and Claire, and Claire did more work than I combined. But Yeah, I just got the music together and had one meeting with the hotel,
Yeah.
and she did everything else, the cake, and she ran the stage, and everything was fantastic. And she said, I just got to tell you, that was one of the greatest things I've ever been to.
Oh, that's nice.
And here it is now. What, 3 months after the party, almost 2 months. We're working on a third, and that's the second group of people I heard talking. The last ones didn't know it was my party, and I was in the room, and they were talking about it. They were going on and on, and I was like, wow. I felt
It hit people in a good spot.
I felt humbled, and
Yeah.
and that's what she said. She goes, "You should have been at this party. At the end, everybody was crying, and his daughter gave a speech, and the music was great, and blah blah blah." So, and I want to thank her for that publicly while we're doing it. But you were there,
Yeah.
and you performed. And you were the only performer out of that room full of incredible musicians that was asked for an encore.
Oh yeah, well I appreciate that. I kind of felt bad. I didn't want to take up the time. I wanted.
Actually, we had from 8 to 11. The sound girl approached us and
Yeah,
said,
she
"If
was
you
like,
guys,
whatever you need, man.
yeah, if you guys want to keep going, go ahead."
Wow.
By that time, it was too late.
Right.
I only had Joe Weimer left to take
Yeah.
the stage, but the whole thing ended up at 11:02.
Perfect.
We were,
timing.
yeah, so
You can't get any closer than that, man. Especially with all the
It was good
logistics that
timing.
go into that. I mean, that's a tight concert right there.
yep. And everybody was cooperative, and everybody, but you were part of it. People ask me, "Well, how come I can't get on it? How do you choose your bands? What do you do?" I said, "Look, I choose the people who have supported me from day one. Obviously, I cannot choose everybody who has supported
Right.
this program from
Right.
day one." I said, but the Williamsboy came to me when I literally 3 weeks after my program started.
Yeah.
You were one of the first 5
Yeah,
guests on Rock On Radio 10 years ago.
I think
And
you're the longest running friendship that I've had that is still ongoing.
in music,
and I'm
right?
yeah, and I'm happy about that.
And well, me too. But whenever I need a musician, you're there. Whenever I've asked you to do anything, you're there.
Yeah, if I
Whenever,
could do it, I'll always be there for you.
And that hits me. It hits me right here
Thanks,
in the
buddy.
heart, because I appreciate that. And you're right. We have forged a friendship based on what I would like to think is mutual respect.
Oh, of course.
And I've helped you. You've helped me. And you were at that party, and you wowed them.
Oh, cool.
Look, you met my buddy Janet.
Yes.
Team.
Yeah, and she hooked me up too. Yeah, that was nice. I had a good time at her thing.
And that I was so sad I couldn't be there tonight, but I had already promised somebody else I'd
Oh,
go
it's
to
fine.
something different. And
If I'm lucky enough, they'll have me back. Hopefully, I'll see what she's doing. Throw because they're booked up. So.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Did you get a chance to meet Dave Vargo? Dave Vargo at my party?
Yes, I did, and he booked me for his thing.
For beer sessions.
Down in
Yes,
the
in
Lizzie
Farmingdale.
Lizzie Rose
No, Lizzie Rose.
in Tuckerton.
Oh, okay.
Lizzie Rose Music Room.
Oh, that one.
So
All
I
right.
have it's on my docket. It's next. It's the 10th of July.
Okay. I didn't know
It's a
that.
singer-songwriter thing.
See, I'll have to look that up. See what he's got going on, because
Yeah.
I was at the Pierce sessions that he runs at the
Oh, cool.
Pierce Memorial. I guess it's Presbyterian Church in Farmingdale.
Yeah, he does a singer-songwriter thing up there,
Yes,
right?
and he had 2 artists there that evening.
Oh wow.
And it's a very intimate. It's in a very, very old a church that's not much bigger than this room.
How were the
actually.
acoustics? Were they
Oh,
awesome?
they're fantastic.
No PA, or were there a PA?
No, there was a PA,
Okay.
but it's Dave brings his bow stick. And
Right.
it works great. But that's where I was.
Okay.
And you and Winnow and was Alberici on that bill?
It wasn't. It was me, Jim Crawford,
Right.
Joe Weimer, and Winnow.
Joe Weimer. Yeah. So I couldn't be in 2 places at once, but I've been promising David forever.
Yeah.
So we'll have
And
to
that's a
make
great
sure.
lineup.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
It was wonderful, man.
Yeah.
It's as an artist, a musician in general, I don't get to go out and take in music,
Right.
because it's a job.
See, the 10th anniversary was all that except for Rick, because he had another
because he
engagement.
I
right?
got the dates. We had the dates confused because
Yeah.
he was supposed to be on that bill as well.
Oh wow, that'd
Yeah.
have been great.
Because
I'm glad I finally got to see him play, because we practically played the same places, but we're always in different wavelengths,
Yeah.
But man, getting to see him play was awesome. It was a really good treat. All those artists were fun. Who doesn't like being entertained by good writing? I mean, I personally do. it just stinks that it's not out there as much as it should be.
Well, not everybody knows how to. You can have a product that is absolutely near
Garbage.
perfect.
Oh.
No, near perfect.
Uh,
But if you don't know how to present it properly,
Right.
it's never going to be anything more than garbage.
Right. Yes, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you played down Cafe Artiste too?
That's
that's
she just
what
had
we
she had
started
me
with.
there. Janet had me there 2 weeks ago, I believe. It was the first of many tornadoes that were hitting the New Jersey area at the time, the shore area.
Nice.
Jeez.
Yeah, that's
June 14th it was, I believe.
yeah.
That's a great little venue.
Oh, it's
Oh.
awesome. Really cool. And just to be able to play my original music is
in a room where they listen.
yeah. It is. Talk about the feels. I mean, it felt like the Grinch when his heart grew too big. It's like I'm feeling again. I have feelings again. It's great. I have to be
Well,
numb to it.
actually, Saturday morning, this coming Saturday, I'm in the Ocean Grove parade celebrating
Oh, sweet.
150 years.
Oh, really? That's gonna be awesome.
Are you marching in or are you gonna float? Are you
No, they
playing?
needed my pickup truck. So.
Oh. You build it up like you're
Are
like,
you
you're
pulling
like
a
drumming
float?
or something.
Well, it's actually going to be. I'm going to throw Rock on Radio magnets all over
sweet.
the car
Litter the place
and,
for other people.
and throw that at
Aim
people.
for the little kids
Yeah.
because they have good reflexes.
Yeah, so if it hits them in the head, then
Right. Plus, they'll give it to their parents. Look, mom.
Look, mom, they'll throw it back. But it's going to be a combo Cafe Artiste and Rock on
Oh,
Radio
cool.
float. So this just kind of came about.
That's great though, man. Getting in there.
And then Saturday evening at the Danny Clinch Transparent Gallery, which is on the other side of, how the Asbury Hotel is on First Avenue,
Right.
Fifth Avenue.
Fifth Avenue, and it's on the opposite side.
It's, the hotel runs this way, and then it cuts down Kingsley.
Right.
Right here on Kingsley is the entrance to the Transparent Gallery.
Oh, cool.
That's Danny Clinch's, and I am emceeing the Sirens of Asbury Park.
Oh, all
Which
female?
would
Is it
be-
all female?
It's all female performers
that's
from
cool as
Asbury
heck.
Park. It's like $10 to get in, I think.
Yeah, we had him here last Sunday.
Yeah, they were here last.
What
Sunday.
time?
5 to 8. 5 to 8. It's an early one,
That's not bad. That's
Nope.
cheap. $10 is cheap for that.
and it's like 5 or 6 performers. I'll have to go here and pull it up while you're doing something.
So
But-
see, it's early enough to go to that. 8 o'clock, you get out and
Right.
move on.
and Southside's at the Stone Pony that night, kicking off the summer stage like he always does. And Asbury's gonna be a zoo, but it should be a lot
Right.
of fun. It always is. Whenever it's
I've got my parking app now.
there, you go. You're good.
That's my biggest hang up is the parking. I mean,
Yeah,
of all the
that's-
things that irk me, for some reason, the parking kills me. I just can't get it
Well,
straight,
it's
man.
tough. It's a short town that's made a huge comeback, and
Thankfully.
they don't have the. I mean, they've got a few big lots,
Right.
Which are great because during off season they're free, and you
Yeah.
can park close to
Right,
anything.
yeah.
But I mean, I feel
I'm all
like
spoiled from being there from the winter.
yeah,
Right, yeah.
I used to broadcast those Pat Denizio shows with Dave at 40 Foot Hole Studios, and we would park in that parking lot across from the Angosta. And there were some nights the wind was whipping, man,
Yeah.
and it was like, whoa.
It's like a vortex, like a tunnel in that area, isn't it?
Yep.
Because of how it's open and they have the buildings there, so it's all funneled through.
And it felt like it was about 40 below. So,
Never fun.
all right. So, again, I thank you very much.
Oh, you're very welcome.
For
Thank you,
doing
man.
that party for me and all that. 'Cause this is really the first we've had a chance to talk. So,
Yeah.
609-241-7103. You want to do some more music for us?
Yeah,
or,
sure.
what do you want to do?
let's
Now that I made you put your guitar down.
I'll do that song I talked about earlier, Last Call. Things ain't what that's not the right key. Things ain't what they used to be. I'm not in the right key. That's what it is. I swear I'm sober. Things ain't what they used to be. Says a man with a withered face. Pulls out a stool, sits next to me. to hell and back again. He says, boy, sometimes you gotta steal from the darkest pit of the soul just to feel something at all. Sam pours us another round. Her pale blue eyes have seen brighter days. Her dreams have all been 86 since the war took her lover away. She says, I gotta steal from the darkest pit of my soul just to feel something at all. One more drink, Sam, for the weary-hearted, for the thirsty drifter and the wayward fool. One more drink, Sam, lest the night starts yawning. One more drink, Sam, before last call. Guess I bow my head and pray that this too soon shall pass. If the well runs dry, there'll be hell to pay. 'Cause where I'm going, there ain't no coming back. One more drink, Sam, for the weary-hearted, for the thirsty drifter and the wayward fool. One more drink, Sam, lest the night stops yawning. One more drink, Sam. One more drink, Sam, for the weary-hearted, for the thirsty drifter and a wayward fool. One more drink, Sam, lest the night stops yawning. One more drink, Sam, before last call. Before last call. Before last call.
The Williamsboy, right here on Rock On Radio, off of his album Then and Now. So why are we calling it Then and Now?
I guess the reason I went with that is because it's a testimony of the journey I took from the beginning track to the last one. I mean, I started out with a band, a bunch of great guys. Everyone went their own way. Life took control. Then pulled out some older songs that I had been working on for a long time back then. And I wrote a couple songs in the past, I guess, 3 or 4 years as considered now. And I just I thought it was a good name for, the journey that it was making the album. I got to work with some really amazing musicians that, frankly, I'm blessed. That's all I can say.
Yeah, who is on the album?
The first couple tracks, a gentleman named Fred Nahas is a drummer. He also did a lot of the percussion. A buddy of mine as well. And Steve Essinger was a bass player on the first couple tracks. Inside, when you open it up, I have it listed on who's on each track. I was able to back in 2014, I was flown out to Nashville to work on some songs for some people. And I met this producer, Mark Prentice, who did Vince Gill's. He won a Grammy for one of Vince Gill's stuff.
Oh, nice.
And I met a guy named Charlie Morgan, who's a drummer. He worked with Elton John, and he's a Nashville guy. And we kind of struck up a friendship, and I stayed in touch with him. So he helped me out with a bunch of tracks as well. And I got Jenny Fleener, who's Blake Shelton's fiddle player, to play some fiddle for me.
Oh, cool.
And I'm telling you, when you get, also got this guy named Jack Stanton who does a lot of the pedal steel. He's a local guy and amazing. There's a drummer named Bill Finacciaro. He did a track for me as well. Had some great backup singers. Kerry Wallington. I had this girl named Nicole Marie, another girl named Ashley Sanko. Who am I leaving out? I did most of the guitar work. I couldn't get a guitar guy in the right time, so I had to suck it up and do my own. try best. I'd rather hire people that are better than me because it makes me look better, you know.
Well, what are you gonna? What are your plans for? Are you going to start playing more?
I'm going to
full-band
start playing a
shows,
heck
or-
of a lot more. The thing is my philosophy is like I understand. Like people can get behind the tunes. I think as far as musicianship goes, that they're good songs, and I play for the song. And when you find musicians, and you're probably the same way, that play for the song, that's when you get it. You know what I mean? That being said, I don't think it's fair to not pay your musicians. So I have to. My whole goal is what I have to do. What I want to do is I got to save up some extra cash because right now I'm working 2 jobs. I mean, music is full time for me, second job. So I need to save up some extra cash so I have some capital because I do want to tour. I want to get out there, and this music might be my last shot. You know what I mean? So I want to get out there and get this out there and share it while I am able to share it. And in order to do that, I have to pay the people to help me bring it to life. I'm not going to half-ass it, pardon my French. I'm not going to, be like, yeah, it's good music. I can't afford to pay you because I can't afford to pay you. So I'm not going to ask. But when I can afford to pay you, you will be paid. You know what I mean? Too many times that I've experienced in my musicianship or the business that I've been in, I'm not jaded all the way. I have a really
like me.
I have really hard rhinoceros skin. But I mean, God bless you. I attribute that to the way I grew up, though, because I mean, like I mentioned to you, when I grew up on dirt poor, and it kind of shapes your perception of reality when you're that young and you go through stuff. So I have a BS meter. I have trust issues with people. Like I've been approached on record labels and stuff like that, but I don't believe these. I don't believe anybody. You know what I mean? Like, show me. Actions speak louder than words. And these papers, these contracts, I don't believe a darn thing that's in this stuff because, I mean, face it, there's not that many genuine people out there left. Everyone's out for their own whatever. So I want to have enough capital to pay good musicians to help me bring my music to life because you get what you pay for.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm sure people could do it for free, but that's not how I work. You should be paid for your craft. You should be paid for your talent. You should be paid for your time. A drummer takes a lot of time and effort to set the crap up. A guitar player has to lug his stuff in. A sound man has to come out. You know what I mean? I'm not going to do it on a pro bono or like I'm trying to make it. I'm not trying to make it. I just want to share my music. People can hear it. That's great, but I at least have to give it a shot to get it out there because I've been sitting on it for 10 years. I gotta was it piss or get off the pot? Is that what it is?
That's it.
So it's time to get off the pot. I've been pissing for 10 years, people.
No.
It's a long stream.
If you're just tuning in, this is Rock On Radio. Our guest tonight is the Williamsboy. Earlier, we had a phone call from the fantastic Robert Barry, bassist from the Greg Kinn Band, and the guy who just put out the second 3.2 album posthumously after Keith Emerson's passing. See that? I mean, it took him 27 years.
30, you said, what?
Yeah.
Or no, it was 30
No,
when he
that
was
was
friends 30 with his friend.
with Alliance, with
Right.
Gary Peel from Boston, who I spoke with earlier last week, and Robert was right. What a very nice man.
Yeah,
he was,
Rob sounds great. It was
Yeah.
real
Oh,
pleasure,
yeah, he
pleasure to
was-
meet him. That was awesome.
he was a lot of fun to talk to. When they come to Progstock, Nectar is Nectar going to be a Progstock?
Nectar is going to be a Prague.
So there you go.
Actually, I believe they're going to be introducing they're not introducing the new album until January, so I don't know if they'll throw any teasers out for that.
Oh, I'm sure they will. If our friend Richie Schlanda has anything to do with that, he will do so. If the Paragon holds.
Yeah, I'm going to go to Prague Stock with them.
Good luck. Enjoy.
Sounds fun.
That's a day there. Right now, though, we are going to take about a 3 minute break. You got the music,
I
right?
do.
Okay. I've actually got to. Oops! I keep knocking this CD over. Uh, I need to. Um, I need to actually pull this up here. The This is the Deuce Music Minute. Now we introduced this segment last week, a little late, because none of us were paying
Better late than
attention.
never.
And we have a what do you call it? We have a band from Italy. These are while I was talking to Billy, I had this pulled up and then um, I accidentally closed it. But this is a band that they're based in Italy. They're called Pool, Pull, depending on where you're from and what accent you want to say that with. Uh, they've been playing. They've been doing nothing but local gigs on the Italian music scene. They've received radio exposure on stations in their country, over in the UK, here in the United States, and up in Canada. And they're growing a fan base rather quickly. They're a four piece or 3 piece. Let me double check again. They're a trio actually, and they've got a new single out, and it's called "Recognize Me," and they're available through Deuce Music Management. And we're gonna give that a listen right now. Art, got it?
I got it.
There you go. This is Paul and their song "Recognize Me" on the Deuce Music Minute here on Rock On Radio.
The sound always the same, and that's a shame on you. And I know you don't mind. Shout down and play with all the things you do. Well, it's not really rising. I don't want to complain, there's something better to do. And I keep on trying. Playing the during game, and it's so easy to do. I'm okay, get started. Oh, baby, one day, when I recognize me, no, baby, one day, when I recognize me, it will be so hard to believe your eyes. When I recognize me, and I still don't mind, it's gonna be a lie. When I recognize me, never recognize me. Never recognize me. Never recognize me. I cannot really stand the way you be so blue. When you don't keep shining, it's your fire and blade, it's your perfect groove. When you don't keep smiling, oh baby, one day, when I recognize me, oh baby, one day, when I recognize me, it's so hard to believe your eyes. When I recognize me, and I still don't mind, it's gonna be better life. When I recognize me, 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 when I recognize me. Oh, baby, one day, when I recognize me, love baby, one day, when I recognize me, it would be so hard. They don't recognize me. They don't recognize me. They don't recognize me. They don't recognize me. They don't recognize me.
There you go. That's Paul from Deuce Music, Deuce Music Management. Go to deucemusic.com and you can check out all their artists there. And actually, you can be represented by them as well. So, and if you do so, just tell them you heard about it from Rock On Radio. There you go. Deuce Music, Paul, and their song Recognize Me. Next week, we'll have another Deuce Music artist for the Deuce Music Minute. But tonight, we have the Williamsboy here live in studio. And I got Claire set me straight from her remote location. Apparently, I've made multiple mistakes this evening. Imagine that.
It's amazing she gets such a signal in that cave.
And she got a hot spot. Verizon. I actually said Mount Holly, PA, and not Mount Holly, NJ for O'Connor's. So I stand corrected there. And also the name of that Zydeco band, because she's friends with the drummer as well. The name of that Zydeco band was HP and the Hot Takeout Band, and they are fantastic. And my Sirens of Asbury Park event that I will be emceeing this coming Saturday takes place at the Danny Clinch Transparent Gallery, and they are celebrating the women of music, art, food, and beauty who have made a name for themselves in and around Asbury Park. Performances by Rachel Dobkin, Shelley Minaccio, Joe Weimer, Mary McCrink, Maxine Snow, Kim Yarson, Jennifer Karma, and Samantha Spano. And the featured businesses are Tie Dye Amy, Betty's Icebox, and Pasta Volo.
That's a good Italian accent.
Yeah, so it's like they got all these women. Yeah, you're like a Pasta Volo.
That was good. I like that. That's gonna be a great concert, man.
Security.
I give women what they want. Security. Security. Old joke, but I can. I'm not even looking at it. I can hear Claire rolling her eyes now. Yeah, so that'll be Saturday. How do we find you? Social media, websites?
My website is williamsboy.com, and at williamsboy.com, you could find me all over the place. Or you can Google Williamsboy, all one word, or Bing Williamsboy, all one word, or something will pop up. If it's illegal stuff, I had nothing to do with that.
I got to tell you this. This is a kind of funny story. There's a fellow that I work with at my day job. Yes, I know you think, but why, Danny? Do you have a day job? You are such a lucrative.
You're pulling in all the coin in this place. I mean, spare no expense.
You must
Leather
be jesting.
couches.
Yes, I'm telling you.
Yeah. We're eating spam, but the furniture's nice.
You got money for spam? Oh man,
He found a World War II ration thing downstairs. So
hey, in my high school, when I was a senior in high school, they told us we at Hamilton West, right? They told us we had to help clear out the catacombs underneath. Like, and there was bomb shelters under there. You know, just it was built in the 40s.
Right.
So we go down there and there's just cans of K rations and civil defense crackers.
Right. Yeah.
And water and all. I was like, whoa. They really
we used to
did
eat
live
sea
there.
rats when we were hungry. We just break that stuff out on the ship, man.
Yeah. There you go.
Better if you heat it up.
But
right?
Long short of it is, one of my coworkers at my day job was saying he was out drinking with this guy one night, and the guy, the cops come in, and they looked at him and they go, "You, what's your name?" And he pointed at my buddy and said his name. And my buddy's like, "What are you doing? What?" So he goes, "Oh, okay. Well, then I hate to tell you, there are warrants out for your arrest." He goes, "No, that's him over there." He says, "We both went to jail."
Oh wow.
Hey,
I have a story like that, but
yeah,
I'm not telling it.
And there was a point now in it when I was going through my child support and all that
Right,
divorce
yeah.
stuff, right? The probation department and the courts are not on the same page.
Oh, nobody is.
So the courts will issue a decision, and then it takes that at the time they were like, I think it was like 60 days behind the courts.
Right. So there's a warrant out for you. Yeah.
So now there's a
Yep,
warrant
yep.
out for me because I'm behind in my child support. What are you talking about?
Right.
I'm behind. It comes right out of my paycheck. I can't.
It's ridiculous.
I was like, yeah, take me in then. Go. I get 3 meals there.
3 meals a day and it's quiet.
At the Hotel Mercer County.
Tell Mercy.
Yeah, right.
You even get a bunkmate too.
Oh. I don't want to go there. All right. Then and Now is the new CD by the Williamsboy. You got
Yeah, man.
14 tracks on here, man. Good for you.
Thanks. Yeah.
Some of these, as we talked earlier, are older.
Right.
Some of them are. How much of this is newer?
The song Honey, the song Lion, Rosalita is something I never really put down on tape. I just played it out.
Yeah, I heard you do that before.
I got Joe Grillo on Goodbye. He does saxophone
get
for
out.
me. Yeah.
Grillo was at this event I emceed last weekend.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, in the
Great dude,
the
man.
Gumbo Goombas.
Yeah, I
Another
saw
side of
that,
the
yeah.
band. Yeah, Grillo's nuts.
Yeah, he's on the song Goodbye. The song
Which one?
Bottle of Wine. That's pretty. I don't really ever like to play that out because that's like battling with addictions and stuff. Everyone's got their demons, but that one's more of like a punch in the face wake up call. And that one's pretty rough, pretty new. Let's see. Tommy and Trish, you've heard that obviously.
Mhm.
Out on the Road is an old one I never really ever played. I did a recording with that once up at my buddy Eric's in Dirt Floor Studios. I did like a pass on it up there, but it was missing something, so I just added another part to it. So that was relatively new. And I guess the biggest thing about it is I'm just proud of it. Like it's nice to be proud of your own music, you know. So I don't know. I'm happy. I'm happy about it, you know. And I don't let myself be happy. So I am happy with it. The musicianship, the guys and girls that helped me out with this to come together and devote their time really helped the songs come to life, because I don't look at them like, oh, this is my song. It's a song, you know. Every song is of itself, as far as I'm concerned, it's like a child. So I'm happy that my 14 kids are now able to, go out there and be heard.
You got 14 kids?
That I know of, yeah, right here.
Right. So you're like, oh, those.
Yeah.
I was going to say he's only one behind Winnow.
No, I have 2 kids that I know of.
Wow.
It's a joke. It's a joke. It's a joke, people.
I spent like 3 years in the Philippines. I'm going, there's got to be little Filipino arty kids running around over there.
Oh, my.
Hey, I ain't gonna judge you. It's true.
There you go. This is what happens when Claire's not here. We degenerate into men talk.
She's Claire, I apologize. All in good humor.
Actually, if you go to the Facebook event, Claire has been posting in it all evening. She's got Robert Barry's information up there. She's got the Sirens information. She's got your stuff.
That would be
there.
great.
So,
Thank you, Claire, very much.
We're all up there. She's doing a lot of work in that remote location in Afghanistan.
All of her kids are on bikes making electricity.
Probably.
Oh.
That's the way they roll, I'm sure. This is Rocco Radio. I am Danny Coleman. This is the Williamsboy. 609-241-7103. If you want to give us a call, we'll give you a copy of Then and Now. Do you want to do another one? What do you wanna do
Can we spin a track, or you want me to
Yeah,
play?
sure we can. What do you want to do?
Do Lion.
Lion.
That was a fun one. That was have a couple fans will come out once in a while when I'm playing, and this was something I did right on the. Stop. Oh my God.
No, go ahead. I'm telling him it's track 11.
Oh, okay. So a lot of times I'll just my buddy Scott Galuccio. He's a drummer. He's also on this as well. He's amazing. He's not online. He's on Tommy and Trish. He did the drumming for that one. But I jam out. Like, he'll get me gigs and we'll jam out together. And sometimes I'll just do just improv just to clear my headspace or whatever. So that song was an improv song, and he's like, dude, you gotta record that. And I'm like, I'm not gonna remember by the time this gig's over. But because I had these 2 friends of mine that would come out and support me and stuff, like, you know what? Maybe they gave me the inspiration, because they made me happy that they came out, you So because of the happiness that they were there and stuff, like, I feel good. And that's why I started writing that. Just the spitting fire, spitting, and basically it's dedicated to them. It's not about them, but they were single moms, and I was raised by a single mom, and the lion is basically a tribute to that, like to women, they're lions or whatever. But yeah, it's a cool tune.
Well, there you go. The Williamsboy here on Rock On Radio, and this is his tune called
Lion.
Daddy told her not to fall for trouble. He said, trouble will hold you down. It'll keep you from ever getting out of this place. As I pluck these strings in this roadside bar, playing her favorite tune, she don't seem to mind being the trouble that I need. I, for one, am a man less troubled since she came into my life. This sinner's been saved. She rolls a rock and roll from my head down to the floor. She gets me where it's good and my life. She's a whiskey to my gin. She's always ready to jump in. That girl is a lion. There ain't no denying. Her eyes shine like stars on a clear summer night. She hands me a beer, gives me a wink. Tune my guitar starts singing a song about being lonesome and how crazy she fits a sinner like me. I, for one, am a man less troubled since she came into my life. This sinner's been saved. Moves a rock and roll from my hair down to the floor. She gets me where it's good and my life. She's a whiskey to my gin. She's always ready to jump in. That girl's a lion. She moves a rock and roll next over as I know. She gets me where it's good and my life. She's a whiskey to my gin. She's always ready to jump in. That girl is a lion. There ain't no denying.
All right, the Williamsboy and Lion. There you go. You want to hear it again? There was Lion off of Then and Now. So what made you choose the Tiernanog to take the picture?
It's funny because growing up, I was in between my father's parents and my mother's parents, where we were shuffled around a lot. So at my grandmother's house on my father's side, she had so many things in her house that resembled the Tierney pub, like the chandeliers, the wood, the glass blocks, like it reminds me of my grandmother's house. And it was in those years, that was probably from I guess 5 to 6 or 5 to 7 that I lived there. I mean, that was where all the family was. Like everyone, they would drop their kids off, and my grandmother would watch us, and we would just hang out like cousins and family. And so when I first went into the Tierney, thanks to you getting me into that place, I immediately was like, oh my gosh, this is my grandmother's house. I mean, it felt like home. So I was like, you know what, I can't go to my grandmother's house anymore, but at least I can, and I think it's a good representation. On the back is me at the same age when I lived there at Seaside Heights on a carnival ride, and that was then, and then that's my ugly mug now.
That's right, then and now.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, what ride was that? Oh, you know what that looks like? That looks like
It's a space thing with the
ride that
yeah.
goes around with spaceships. Oh, okay.
You shot it and stuff. I had a Golden Nugget sweatshirt on from a thrift store.
You did have a rough life.
No, I didn't. People have a lot more than me, man.
Well,
I was blessed.
That's what keeps me going.
Yeah,
actually. But you had a tough growing up, and we talked about it the first couple of times you were on this program, and I alluded to it at the 10th anniversary bash. But you started playing guitar because you found it in a closet of one of the
that's what I lived in. My grandmother's. It was my grandmother's, because we lived in an apartment above her house, and it was in the closet. So it was big. It was too big for me, but I put it on my lap and I started messing around with it. I mean, I got the itch. So once you get the itch, if you get encouraged to scratch it, hate to say it like that, but that's the only way.
That's a very good analogy, actually.
Too many people will get the itch and then they let it go,
or they don't have the support.
To
help them that way.
But because I was basically without it was more of my formidable years, I guess, in my early adolescence, that I had more time alone, and that's what I did. I just played guitar. I played at night with my eyes closed, just to hear the tunes. I would play with the radio was on, so I could find the tunes. Like I would match the sound coming from the radio with the string, even with one finger, just so I could, muscle memory, just like drumming and stuff. You remember the patterns. I just remembered the sound that it made when the songs came on the radio. And back then, we used to have to record them with the old radio. Because they had commercials. They had so many commercials. So I'd hold the old Radio Shack thing up there, and when my favorite song come on, I'd go ahead and record it, and then I'd pause it for the commercial, because they would talk over the song, like right where the part, like it's for me, always seemed like it was the part that I needed that I couldn't get, and the DJ's talking while the song's not even done yet, advertising, and that just whatever. But
drives you crazy, don't it?
Yeah. But yeah, so
see, I just talk all the time and then shut up during
hey man, it works.
Yeah, right. But even your name, the Williamsboy, came from your childhood.
Yeah,
because of what I like
infractions with the law and being less than you grew up on the south side of the tracks, I guess you can call it that. And they always blame the poor kids, because my Tommy would never do something that bad. You know what I mean? I remember the first time, that was my first play date with this kid named Greg. I forget his last name, but I was at his house. I probably was first grade or something like that, and we were playing Transformers or something like that. And my mom comes, gets me after she's done work, whatever. When she goes home, she gets a phone call, and like, "Did your son steal my son's toy?" And my mom's like, "My son would never steal anyone's toy." So she comes and she's like, "Did you do this?" I'm like, "No, no. Why would I do that?" She's like, they're blaming you there. Just going off and off. I'm like, "No," and it really upset me, because I was like, I didn't. Well, I was playing under the bed. The freaking toys were under the bed. He was on the top level. I was on the bottom level, and I was playing. That's what the toys were, but they automatically jumped to suspicion. Oh, he probably stole it. But then there's stuff around town. Like, I was a big fan of watching, what was that? It was a show. This message will self-destruct. What's this?
Mission Impossible.
Yes, I used to love that. So I used to sneak out. Now I couldn't do this stuff nowadays, but I would sneak out. Me and my older brother, we had this fake file folder, but we had we went to the Shore Mall and got this picture booths. So we had to have our file names, and we had to have pictures with our file names. So we got like we sat in the picture booth, like all stone faced and like cool looking. So that was gonna be our IDs. So we had our file names and everything, and all of our espionage missions and all these things. So at nighttime, I would literally jump out climb out my window and just go around town in the dark, pretending I was on a mission. Jumping, staying out of the lights. You can't be seen. You know what I mean? And it was just me or my older brother, just crazy stuff. So I got my first train ride was at 10 years old, alone.
We did that at Artstock's Playpen.
Stay out of the lights.
Stealing somebody, because one of the guys had a girl in his room. We like snuck it in our hands at like arms, like army guys, and stole her clothes and threw them in a palm tree. And we sat outside drinking beer until she came out.
Oh, that's just wonderful. At the pig pen.
Come on, that was like 45 years ago. Man.
Oh man.
Oh gosh, how'd she look?
I don't remember.
Oh, it couldn't have been that good.
He's army crawling. You can't really tell anything except for what's in front of
We
you.
were
We
we were laughing so hard.
Wow, first train ride at 10 on your own.
Yeah, it came in. Well, that's the thing.
How'd you get back in the house?
Well, that's when I got caught. Oh no,
That was the problem.
that was no.
I jumped out the window and had to get
Well,
back in.
we lived on the ground floor of this apartment, so I just had I put a trash can out there during the day so to set my escape up. But that's not the train ride. That was just me going around the town being an idiot. But the train ride, because my grandmother took us all over. This is my mom's side. She took us all over to every friggin' railroad there was in PA. Like I don't know, railroads and caves. So she either had something for Batman or she loved Casey Jones. I don't know. But there was a flyer in the mail that came because that was one of my jobs was to get the mail and all that stuff. So flyer came in the mail, and it was right when New Jersey Transit started operating again down to Atlantic City, and it said free ticket. And I saw that. I'm like, oh, what? I'll go. So I put stuff on the table, and I just walked to the train station, waited for the train to come, and I took a train up to Lindenwold all by myself, 10 or 11 years
To
old.
Lindenwold.
Well, because that's where
That's where it started.
That's where it's
right?
well,
Yeah.
that's where it came from. But so basically, I rode it back to the station because at that point, if I'm not mistaken, because I haven't been there a while, it goes from Patco there or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's where it dropped me off. It said last stop. I wasn't stupid. I listened, last stop before whatever. I'm like, well, I should probably get off here then. So I got off and I waited 4 or 5 hours all by myself, walking around Lindenwold train station up and down the steps and for the return train. So the return train came. I got back, went home, crossed White Horse Pike, whatever, did all that stuff.
Crossed one horse pike.
Down there, it's bad. I mean,
No.
it's bad. But I mean, I knew how to do it. And, but yeah, I got home and, my mom's car's not there yet. I'm like, mom's usually home from work. I guess she thought that I ran away and she was freaking out and stuff. We didn't have cell phones. So I'm like, all right. So I just mosey on in. I get a bowl of cereal. I start eating. I'm like, where is everybody? This is weird. No one's here. Oh, whatever. I'll have a banana. So I banana and cereal I'm eating. And my mom comes home. Where have you been? I took a train ride. And she's like, what? And I told her a story. And she's like, go to your room.
Go to your room, get out, go.
She was like flabbergasted. I was like, out of all the kids in the family to do stuff, I was probably the one who really would have earned the Williamsboy moniker because, and not that things didn't apply to me, I just didn't care.
Well, the rule back then was right. Once you're home when the streetlights are on.
Well, yeah, exactly, yeah, and I respected that. I mean, I respected my elders. I just, if I could bend the rules a little bit, I took liberty every chance I could.
Does that translate into any of your music?
It possibly did, maybe earlier on, not this album. Well, that's not true. I guess with Yeah, that song is about some stuff, but it's kind of in riddle, I don't kind of, sometimes I'm really obvious with things I'll say that I'm feeling and stuff, but Yeah is more like a riddle of the thing. And Dead Beyond the Day, the first title track, that's a story about me going back to my hometown down in Absecon and just like everything is. It's like storytelling. It's exactly what it is. Like the football field that I used to play at, football is gone. This old tree that I used to love is the coolest tree. I think it's still there, but I mean, man, everything's gone. You know, they used to have dogwoods that lined Jersey Avenue. They were always freshly, pruned and honed and everything. They're gone. So, I mean, this was years ago, but I think this was back in 2000, whatever. It was after my mom passed when I went down there a lot more. But yeah, I mean, life just, I mean, kick me here, kick me there, got up here, you know what I mean? Like it's all just it's an experience, man. I'm not the same guy I was when I was from track 1 that I am now on track 14, I mean, but that's life. It is what it is. But I'm glad that, maybe my kids one day will listen to it, like, oh, check it out. That made some cool music.
Well, somebody said, I can't remember who it was that was in here, but they said that they were going to leave the CD. Actually, it might have been Joe Weimer, maybe, said that her CDs are a legacy to her son.
Yeah.
Because, this was when I'm gone. Ooh, there's the phone. New tone. It threw me. Hello, welcome to Rock On Radio. Who's this?
I'd like a copy of his CD, please.
Oh, well, you perhaps you should ask him nicely.
Matt, would you please leave a CD for me?
Yes, I will.
Claire is on the phone. Producer Claire calling from a remote cave, undisclosed location in Afghanistan. How are the predators?
You just disclosed where I am.
Way to go, Danny.
What secret is that?
All right.
No, we said you're in an undisclosed cave in an undisclosed location in Afghanistan.
On undisclosed avenue.
Do you know how many caves are in Afghanistan?
Yes, obviously.
Apparently so, and you found one.
And your children are pedaling bicycles to give you electricity to use that.
They're not here. Just me.
Yes, we have a copy of Williamsboy CD for you. Thank you for posting. You are taking care of the event. I did see you're not here, and I forgot to mention if you want to find out about our upcoming schedule, excuse me, or anything.
Check out our website.
Rock On Radio. Check out our website, Danny Coleman's rockonradio.com or DCROR.com, and you'll find all that stuff there. That Claire keeps her finger on the pulse of.
Thanks for doing all that stuff, Claire. I appreciate it.
Claire. And she's gone. She's like George. In her honor. I'm like Pavlov's dog. He plays brown sugar. I go like Mick. I don't know what happened to Claire, but she
that's what happened when you call from a cave in Afghanistan.
I understand.
I was attacked by marauders. Sorry.
Oh, she's still here. I thought you just hung up. Really?
I'm back again. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I had to send them off. Dun, 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 dun.
Mission Impossible.
There you go. Billy's gone.
Yep.
Hopefully this phone doesn't explode.
So you are publishing everything in the event. So if people want to see it, what do they do?
Well, go to your Facebook event for tonight in Danny Coleman's Rock On Radio 2 Facebook. Find the event, and all the information that we have discussed is out there. So they can link on. Actually, Jody Weber's been enjoying it. Loves the Williamsboy.
I love Jody. What's up, Jody?
So Jody's been out there posting. So, and she likes the Deuce Music Minute. So that was good. Like that song.
Nope. I'm just just saw that pop up now. Yes. Excellent.
See, I'm way ahead of you. Even in Afghanistan, I'm way ahead of you.
See? You got a step or two.
Like a 12-hour time difference.
If you happen to, when you leave, if you happen to run into anybody that says I owe them money, don't believe them.
I probably wouldn't understand their accent anyway, so.
No? Wow.
No.
All right then.
No, you guys are doing great without me. Woo!
Miss
I won't
you, Claire.
be there in July either, so I'll be doing from Afghanistan. This is going to be a long mission. So,
how are we going to survive like 4 weeks with no chocolate, man?
Oh, I stocked you well. There's drawers full.
It's probably melted.
Go pull it out. Open the drawer. Woo! It's there.
This is, her time in the guard is like being extended. This mission. So wow. Okay. All right.
Someone's got to do it.
Don't make me military. I'm not as that honorable. I wouldn't want to.
I was kind of
credit those that do serve.
I was kind of thinking the on guard.
Oh, on guard.
Yes, defending yourself.
Oh yes, from all my marauders. Yes,
from the marauders. All right, Claire.
Well,
thank you. Thank you for all you do.
Thank you.
No worries.
And for
I'll
keeping
miss you guys.
Yep, we miss you too, and we'll see you whenever you can get back and get debriefed and all that stuff.
Sounds good. All right, guys, rock on.
Thanks, Claire. Rock on.
There it is. Producer Claire calling from a remote location in Afghanistan to the Rock On Radio program. So, you want to do some more music?
Yeah, sure.
You want to go live or you want to go another one off the disc?
Let's do another one off the disc.
Okay. Which one would you like to do?
How about... Out on the Road.
Out on the Road. Okay. That is, you want to talk about it?
Out on the Road is basically just, I was writing a song, trying to put words to it, thinking about someone, and then kind of got lost in the drive. This is when I was driving a lot up to, drove out to Nashville a couple times, Connecticut. Just when you're out on the road, you do anything you possibly can to keep your mind off of things. But, when you got someone on your mind, sometimes it's hard. So that's basically that.
Okay. So this is the Williamsboy. This is Rock On Radio, 609-241-7103. If you would like a copy of Then and Now, and this is the 14th track, actually.
Yeah.
Out on the Road here on Rock On Radio.
Out on the road, working on the parts of a song that I wrote with you on my mind. I pulled off the road, trying to clear my head, but the miles between this rest stop and the stoop to your front door make the reasons that I miss you that much harder to ignore. Loneliness is a disease, but baby, you are the cure. Out on the road, every curve and bend remind me of your body underneath my wandering hands. I pour off the road, try and clear my head. The miles between the hours have been stretched apart for days. The longing to be near you keeps the void inside at bay. And I'm thinking about those silly things you say. Almost home, I get the feeling like a child on Christmas morning. I can't wait to be with you, just to hold you close. I want to take you in. I want you to know that you fill my heart, every inch of my soul. You make me feel, yeah, you make me feel like child on Christmas morning. Like a child on Christmas morning. Like a child on Christmas morning.
The Williamsboy here on Rock On Radio with the 14th track from his fantastic new release, Then and Now, out on the road. If you'd like to get a copy, just give us a call, 609-241-7103, and I will gladly ship you one.
Please.
That's
That'd be
it.
awesome.
Yep. Fantastic. So what do you got coming up for gigs?
Shoot. July. I don't have my phone on me.
Okay, what's your
I'm pretty
websites
booked.
again?
Williamsboy.com is my website.
Are they on there?
Yeah, the second you hit enter, it takes you right to all my gigs. And if you do sign the mailing list, you get a free 17-track album right off the bat of original music that's been out for a while. But yeah, so.
Oh, and you also send out, if you sign up.
Yeah, if you're part of the mailing list, I send out a song every month. It's not all of them are professionally done. Like some of them are all like Tascam recordings, home recordings, ideas on cell phones, stuff like that.
That reminds me, actually, the first time you ever came on this program, we were in Burlington, as we mentioned earlier. Second time, we were on Hamilton Radio, and we were at the Dwyer Center in Hamilton Township in Groveville.
Okay.
Is where that was. And that show, you came in with your iPhone telling me that you wrote a song in the car while you were at a stoplight about dinosaurs.
Uh-huh.
And the recording quality,
it wasn't bad.
We played it. He held his phone up to the microphone.
It was cool as heck. It was neat.
Did you ever do anything with that?
No, I didn't. Nope. There's also another song I wrote called Zombolina. I did that all on the cell phone too, and that was cool as heck. And that was a good one. But that's totally like, it's because I don't really stick to one genre. I think as far as the music goes, like I don't conform to a specific genre, which is, I think, might be a discredit. Like when I was out in Nashville, they told me that if I just conformed and I could move out there, I'm a good enough writer, just come out with us. You just have to stick to one thing because it's hurting you by doing all this other styles. And I'm like, well, I don't care what you say. So, but that's fine. But no, that.
Well, here again, conform to what we think you should do.
Right.
And then we will own you.
Right. You're just a product. You're just a product.
Right.
But yeah, that technology was so awesome. I mean, I did a song called Zombolino on the cell phone, that dinosaur song, and I did a song called The Walking Song, which is on, if you join my mailing list, you'll get that. It's one of the tracks on a 17-track download on the cell phone.
You were, I'll never forget, you were so excited.
Yeah, it was neat, man.
Believe I did this in my car on the way here at a traffic light.
Yep. It was so cool, man. But now I don't even have freaking time. Now I don't have time to write. It's ridiculous. I haven't written in a while.
Well, it becomes, I guess, the proverbial double-edged sword. The more time you take, or the more gigs and time you take to perform, the less time you have to write. The more time you spend writing, the less time you have to perform. It kind of...
You're absolutely right. It is a double-edged.
Actually, there's something I want to say briefly before we do another tune or two and get ready to wrap things up. Gary Ween, our good buddy Gary Ween, has a station. And when I first met Gary years ago, it was called the Penguin Rocks.
Right, yeah.
He changed it a while back to Asbury Music. It was an online internet radio station where Gary would create playlists, but he also had a total Jersey show by the great Lee Merwicki, who was the DJ at the Pony back in its heyday.
Wow.
And he had all these different Jersey artists. It was just totally nothing but New Jersey artists. This guy did a 2-hour show,
Wow.
multiple days a week, and it was nothing but New Jersey bands. And he also did it live, and then went to just strictly the re-airs of Rock on Radio. So Gary gets the show file every week. Gary is the editor of New Jersey Stage Magazine, the owner/editor. And Gary was forced today to pull the plug on Asbury Music because, once again,
the machine,
the evil empires of ASCAP and BMI, which do nothing but take money from stations, internet radio, and as we are on now, and they have different sets of rules and regulations they have to play by.
Right.
The big FM stations and terrestrial radio, they don't have to jump through half the
no,
hoops.
because they're making money for the machine.
Correct.
If you go against the tide,
and because they can't figure out, just like the record companies, how to extort cash from the artists, they're coming after corner bars. They're coming after internet radio stations.
Yeah.
This last round of fee restructuring years back, when I was still on Hamilton Radio, wiped out literally like 12,000 internet radios, some obscure number, like it was either 12,000 or 120. There was some huge number of internet stations that it took out because they couldn't afford to pay these fees. They also, and now here's Gary with this next round.
That's hard.
It's getting to the point now where he can't afford, and many other stations are going to have trouble paying the licensing fees.
Right.
So in an effort to extort more money, they're going to wind up shooting themselves in the foot because there's not going to be anybody left to pay money. Which, of course, I guess
that's their main goal.
Right.
They don't want original music heard. They want their music heard.
Correct. They don't want competition either. So, but now, and the FM stations are sitting back. Yeah, but now wait till they triple their fees when there's no internet stations to bleed it from.
So you play all independent musical artists here. You know what I mean? With their permission.
Right.
So.
This is true here. Yes.
Right here.
There are a lot of indie artists who belong to BMI and ASCAP. But that's why we make them sign that paper. It says you don't want to be paid for this.
Right.
However, it comes down to, ooh, that's loud. I had to do that or I'd choke. It comes down to, it's really a shame.
Yeah.
That people, back in the 60s and the 70s, college stations. That's where you went. That's where the Williamsboy.
That's where you want to be at.
Got his music.
Right. Yeah.
That's where, because these big FM stations weren't.
Right.
Yeah. Not all of them, but some of them. Michael Tierson, right?
Yes.
DJ was. Michael was a buddy of mine, and he was telling me, he says, Danny, I had to get out of radio because I was told I can't go into our music library and pick 30 songs that I'm going to play over my 3-hour shift. I needed to go with what was in the computer. He says, all I did was just talk between tunes or do some advertising because there was no originality left in radio.
Yeah.
That's because they pay for that block.
Right.
You know what I mean? 101 does the same thing. I mean,
they're all the same.
They play the same songs every weekend because that's what they have the rights to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They pay a certain amount of money to play those particular artists.
But they took away the originality. Like a DJ would go into the library and say, I think I'm going to play this.
I hate to say it, but I think that's the end game. I think that's what they want to do.
Yep.
They want you to only listen to their product, only like their product, and you can only get their product from them.
So how do you get your product out there?
I guess the way I'm doing is just streets, and hopefully people will get it. I mean, I'm not gonna ram it down their throats.
That and social media. If people are interested in all this.
Yeah, I try.
You know?
But then even I see the things like for events and stuff. It's like you you could target more people if you pay $190. I don't have $190 to do this. Now maybe it does work, and I'm sure like there's a bunch of independent artists that have that ability to do that. You know, I mean, it's not that I'm not passionate about getting out there again and touring and stuff like that. I just don't have the luxury,
Look,
you know,
about
to
five
pay to play. You know,
about 5 or 6, that's exactly what it is. About 5 or 6 years ago, I was put in contact with the vice president of all programming for SiriusXM. I asked him what I needed to do to take this show to the next level.
Yeah.
He said, "Do you have a sponsor willing to pay $600 an hour for your program?" I said, "No." He said, "Okay, do you have at least 50,000 Facebook likes and you know, and or YouTube views?"
Right.
No. And he said, "Until you get either of them things, there's nothing I can really do for you."
Yeah.
I said, "Well, I could buy Facebook likes.
Right.
I could pay somebody to just," and I said, "So what are you going to do if I get 50,000 Facebook likes and then I go on the air and you only have 1,000 listeners?"
Right. Well, that's the thing. Like the music business today is they're taking these young guys and girls and let's say you have 50,000. They want to make money. It's not about your art anymore. It's not.
No.
That died when I would say maybe even early 80s.
When the A&R departments.
When the A&R departments, and I put a posting on my page. It's a thing that Frank Zappa, interview he did. So when the A&R guys from the 60s became the heads of the record companies, which are the guys now, they don't care. They don't care. They won't take a gamble on originality or creativity.
Oh yeah, the thing about the guy, the big fat guy with the cigar.
Yeah,
in the
cigar chomping guys. Those were the guys that took a chance. You know, these guys that run the companies now, they own you. Like used to be able to set a record deal, and the record label would help you out with pressings, with all these things, and yeah, they give you upfront fee, and they give you an upfront
advance.
They give you an advance. You know, you can go. But now there's 360 deals out there where the record label, not only do they own you, they own your publishing, the rights, they own everything. They're taking a piece out of every single part. The only way, from my understanding, from talking to people that are out there doing it, is they're making money on merch.
Right.
And now soon they're going to take that too, because you're owned by them. You know, they're the masters now.
Laura Chrissy, who I've done gigs with and who I've guested this program.
It needs to be revolution.
Laura said, she's like, "You know what? Forget the music. I make money off my merch." She said, "I'll give my music away. So people are, why else did I make it? I didn't make it. So I got 1,000 CDs sitting in a closet. Nobody's going to hear.
Right.
Play it. But you know what? Want to buy a t-shirt?
Right.
Want to buy this? Want to buy that?
Right.
And that's where they're making their money. So there's something to that.
And that's where I'm almost at right now. Because I mean, I just got, like I said, I got a couple hundred CDs, and no one wants to buy a CD no more. But at least I have it there if they want it. You know.
You're right. No, you're right. Why don't we do one more tune?
Yeah.
Because we got to start wrapping things up and do one live. Yeah. What you gonna do?
Rosalita.
Rosalita. You're just tuning in. It's the Williamsboy. You got about 5 minutes before we're gonna wrap things up. If you want to call in, 609-241-7103 for a copy of Then and Now. We're gonna get to a tune by Robert Barry and 3.2 actually shortly, and we're gonna close the program with that, which is kind of cool. We're gonna do what are we gonna do there, Art? I had it up. I had the thing up there. I told you what it was, right?
No, you sent me a link.
Oh, okay. I sent you a link. I don't know what
I have the link open.
All right. Well, there's one by 3.2 on there. You can. The rules have changed. We'll play one off of that link I sent you.
And I'll make this
good?
quick so we can get time in.
Well, you don't you worry about that. You go right ahead.
Wake up, Rosalita. It's time for you to go. Wake up, Rosalita. We ain't gonna find answers at the bottom of a bottle. Wake up, Rosalita. Don Juan ain't coming round here no more. Wake up, Rosalita. Southbound trains at station. Gray-haired conductor waves in your direction. All aboard. Wake up, Rosalita. We ain't gonna find no letters in the mail. Wake up, Rosalita. Sun's gonna rise tomorrow. Don't worry. Wake up, Rosalita. Southbound trains at station. Your dreams depart at 5. Gray-haired conductor waves in your direction. It's all aboard. It's all aboard. Wake up, Rosalita. Wake up, Rosalita.
Nice. You can. I love when you get rolling like that.
Thanks,
man.
brother.
You do that on roads. You do that.
Yeah,
on,
I enjoy it.
yeah,
Feel free, I feel free.
That's very cool. If you want to check the Williamsboy out live, go to his website, which is williamsboy.com, or you can find him at the September Rock On Radio Happy Hour.
Yes, sir.
This actually next Thursday, the 11th, we are having one at the Nottingham Tavern, 9 Mercer Street in Hamilton Square, New Jersey. You will see the Williamsboy at that location the first Thursday in September. So that's right after Labor Day.
Looking forward to it. Yeah.
6th, I guess. Wait, first?
9th.
No.
Isn't it the 9th?
No,
September?
I think September 1st is Labor Day, right? So,
Right.
Yes.
so 2nd, 3rd, 4th.
4th.
September 4th at the Nottingham Tavern.
I think that's right.
There you go. Yeah. All right, Billy. Thanks so much.
Very
man,
welcome. Thank you.
for coming in and taking the time.
Thank you for
making
giving me the
trip.
time, man. I appreciate it. Thank you, Art.
Best of luck with
Thank you, Claire.
Then and now.
Thank you.
She's at her remote location.
Yeah.
So we have an outtakes tonight at 9:30 and a rock outtake sessions with King West. If anybody wants to tune back in to COA Radio, we will be there. But right now, this is a tune from Robert Barry, as promised. His 3.2. This is a song called "Somebody's Watching." It is from The Rules Have Changed, and this was the one that he had done with Keith Emerson and Carl Palmer. And he took it 27 years later and finished it. So good for him. Robert Barry, "Somebody's Watching." Next week we have Painted Young coming in here in studio. So until then, thank you, Billy, so much, man.
Rock on.
Rock on. Williamsboy.com. Robert Barry. Rock on.
Somebody's watching all my life. The way they're walking, the key inside. It moves me forward, tries to go to achieve what life offers, complete and whole. Somebody's watching the moves of my break. The key to the balance, the giving of take. The shadows of light that need to dim. I travel this road, found peace Somebody's watching, not a day goes by. Don't feel the presence, don't feel alive. She holds my hand, the love of my life. In her arms I'm cradled, here by her side. Somebody's watching the moves up and break. The key to the balance, the giving of take. The shadows of light that need no dim. I travel this road, found peace within. Somebody's watching my witness survive. The fall of my left, the cloud to the right. Nowhere to be seen by the naked eye. Yet the silence around me can't be denied.